Good morning. I'm your host, Fred Ellis, on your pottery adventure. This is Something Southern Pottery. We want to welcome you and hope that you have an enjoyable experience with your pottery. Here's Laura. She's sitting in her area decorating the pots. Good morning and welcome to Something Southern Pottery. It's been 24 hours since we started this video and we began to throw some plates. So as you can see, the plates have set over here. They've been loosely covered. I had them a little tighter overnight, but they've been drying. We're going to take them off the bats today and we're going to trim the bottom of them. These particular plates will not have a foot ring. We'll explain what that is for those of you who are potters and know it's not a problem. For some of you who are new to pottery and this may be your first time, we'll try and explain some of it. These pots, as you can see, I'll try to get this close enough. I hope you can see that it's begun to crack off the bat. So I don't take my pots and cut them off the bats. Some potters do. That's strictly up to you and them and how you want to do it. Like I said, I'm not trying to show you the correct way or the right way. I'm just showing you Fred's way. This one is just starting to crack, so that's good. We're going to take these off the bat. You put them, this is what's nice about the bat or this system. Now we're right back. We've got this on the bat. I can take a sharp stick. This one will do. Go under here where that comes down to the edge. Start loosening that up. Then I take my fettling knife, run it under the edge till the pot pops off the bat. Now we're going to place the pot on the wear board. As you can see, the bottom's kind of rough. Nice smooth bottom though, but it's a little rough. We'll clean that up, trim them out. But right now I've got to clean up my bat. So this is where I use my rubber rib. Like I said, there's a ton of different ribs. I showed you earlier in the video all the different kinds. I use the rubber one simply because it won't damage this plaster bat. Now, looks real simple to get those off. There again, I'll say it always looks simple when you're watching somebody who has made hundreds of pots, or thousands actually, but hundreds of this particular one. Undercut it a little bit, form your groove, then run your knife under it. And when it turns loose, you just lift the plate off. Put it down. Clean up the bat. Now we're through working on this wheel for a while. We'll turn these off and reset the cameras, and we're going to go to the trimming wheel. Here we are now at the trimming wheel. I'll go through, I'll explain a little bit of this. Not every potter is lucky enough to have 2 or more wheels in their studio. I'm a collector. Anybody has something torn up or that they're getting rid of in the pottery business, they call me, because I'll usually, if I don't take it, I'll start looking for a home for it. So I happen to have, this was my original wheel, a Pacifica. What I was throwing on was a Brent, which I very much like the smoothness of. It has a much smoother throwing speed that you can vary than the Pacifica does, which is a very good wheel. It doesn't cost as much as a Brent, and the quality is there for the price. As you can see, my scrap pile is just full of pottery. Also, as you can see, at places along the line, it doesn't always turn out. Laura was decorating this pot. As you can see, it's partially decorated, when all of a sudden the chip came apart out of the rim. At this particular greenware stage, where the water has evaporated out of it and we're decorating, this is the most delicate time of each pot, because the clay is very soft. It's very brittle. It will break. Now we're going to trim this here on the trimming wheel. By the way, just in case you didn't know, I know how to center, how to get on center clay to trim on center, but I just don't do that anymore. I used to when I first started. Of course, I was just learning. As I got older, I realized that time is money, and if I can save me a little time, I save me money. I save my customers a few pennies or a few dollars every pot, because I save time on it. This is a Giffen grip. What it does is it puts as you can see, it has motion. These things twist and come in 3 separate points, which automatically lines the pot up on center. You now have it in a position you want it in. This saves me time. I can now get on with my trimming, which is what I wanted to do in the first place. So now I can trim the edge to whatever I want to, get the finished profile. As I said, I threw these a little bit thinner on the bottom because I don't want to throw a foot ring on it. There's several ways you could trim a foot ring. You could add a foot ring. You can add a coil to the base here. Whatever you want to do. That basically does it right there, since I'm not putting a foot ring on it, and this is nice and smooth. My bottom is pretty much the way I want it. I may smooth that just a little bit more. Use these tools called my fingers. They're the hands and fingers are the best tools that a potter has. Now, potters like to mark their work, as most artists do. I don't write on mine. I don't carve my initials into it. I've made some chalks that I take and just stamp. They're basically just stamps. This one has Something Southern. That's to show that it was made at the pottery at Something Southern. This is Laura, has her initials on it, LHE. I put it into the rim. We do this on almost every pot. This is my initials, stylized. Put it on there. And then Jalen's stamp. And if you watched our very first video, you'll know that Jalen is my apprentice and she helps. We all touch the pot. Laura decorates it, I throw it. Jalen actually wedged up the clay for these particular balls where I could throw these pots. So now that we've put our names on this, those names will be there forever until this pot is either 2,000 or 3,000 years old and some archaeologist digs it up 4,000 years from now and wonders, what's all these marks on this pot? We'll let them figure it out because they're going to try and figure out what humans at this particular time were like, provided humans are still here. I sometimes wonder, but that's just me. I like being here. I hope other humans do. I like making pots. That's what I do. So now, let's go on with the next pot. Get it trimmed up, smoothed out a little bit. All right. Now, I'm not doing something that has to be done. You could have stopped anywhere along and stopped messing with this pot. You could declare it done. You know, now I'm ready to glaze it. Ready to let it dry. I, on the other hand, want to do a little bit more to this rim and the profile on this pot to finish what I want to do. I like to undercut this rim just a little bit, makes it easier to grip and hold on to. If you're putting them in the sink or getting them out or putting them in a dishwasher or something. Okay, talking about the profile, let's see how we like that look. Okay, that looks good to me. So, let's put our stamps on this one. Again, something Southern, so people will know. Maybe in 3,000 or 4,000 years or something, when some archaeologist finds the pot or a shard from it, they won't have a clue who those initials are. But maybe for the next 100 or so years, somebody will remember after we're gone. Oh, look, so-and-so made that pot. Let's see how good they did on it. But, okay. Now, all the pots that we're doing are going to be made basically for platters or plates anyway. And these are just salad plates. That's what we do to them. The next step is I'll wrap these up and I'll take them to Laura's station so she then can decorate the plates. All right. One thing we do to all our pots, or the majority of them, we wax the bottoms. And when we glaze them, it's very easy to take a damp sponge, then I gently wipe the glaze off of the bottom. Ah, mmm. That's not good. Laura's gonna have a cat about that. It didn't just fit down in the bucket. It was a quarter of an inch too wide. Okay. We're getting to the final stages of our plates. through the magic of video, we'll join right in progress. This has taken several days to get to this point. These have all come out of the kiln now. We're down to the final cleanup and inspection. We use a few tools to get the little rough edges and rough spots that happen in the making and firing process. We want to get them as smooth as possible. These tools are things that are used in masonry. Tile layers use them for cleaning up tiles and things before they put them down, make sure they fit. And we do basically the same thing. We're making sure that there's no rough spots. Check to see if there's been any cracks. We want to make sure there's no spots that will mar a surface or will catch on a eating utensil or anything like that. So we go over them. We'd like to see you guys subscribe to our channel, follow us. We've got about 8 or 10 videos out now. We'll be making some more. So we hope you've had fun on your pottery journey. We hope it has been an adventure. If nothing else, it's something new that you haven't seen before, and just seeing how pottery is made. This is made by hand. It all has a human touch to it, so you're liable to find some things that are not exactly right, but remember that it has the personal touch in it. And this is Fred Ellis with Something Southern Pottery, inviting you to like us on it. We'd like you to subscribe and follow our channel. So good day and good potting.